9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you ready?
All right, welcome to Hardweight Wrestling Special Edition. We are early in the week. I'm not going to tell you what day we're recording this, but it will be released sometime between today and Friday. And I'm usually joined by two handsome gentlemen, but today I'm joined by four handsome gentlemen, and one of them is wearing the ugliest hat ever. I'll let you figure out who's who. I have Ricky to my right, maybe your left. I don't know how you guys look at your own screen.
My
I
left.
got Scotty that just came from court. We have owner and operator of ATCW and first time ever, the legendary you're a second generation wrestler, right? Brian
That's correct.
Hardy. Brian, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be here today with you guys.
So everybody knows Tim, everybody knows Ricky, and they're tired of looking at my dumbass face too, and they all know Scott. So tell us a little bit about yourself. To fill people in on who you are and what you got going on and how we ended up with us.
Awesome. So basically, long story short, I always do the week plug first. If you want to know everything about my story, you can go on Amazon.com, click on there, type in Brian Hardy Wrestling. It'll pull up on the scroll. My brand new book, Wrestling with Life, Rocking All Night. The Brian Hardy story is available for $30 right now on Amazon.com. But to give you the small bit of it is pretty much, I'm a second generation professional wrestler. My dad, Barry Hardy, wrestled in the WWF, the WCW, and the ECW back in 1988 all the way to 1997 between the three promotions. And I spent most of my life around a ring. I tell people all the time in newspaper articles that most people grew up with a pacifier or a bottle. I grew up chewing on a Hulk Hogan action figure. So that's just how it is. I eat, breathe, sleep, dream professional wrestling 24 hours a day. And even when I'm not, I'm calling spots in my sleep. Like if I'm sleeping, I'm calling spots, duck the line, hip toss, blah, blah, blah. I'm sleeping. And my wife's like, you were calling another match again in your sleep. So it's pretty ridiculous. I hooked up with ATCW not too long ago. It has been the absolute best experience. Some people may have seen me on WWE Monday Night Raw. Some may have seen me on SmackDown. Some may have seen me on Backlash on pay-per-view with AJ Styles. You might have seen me a bunch of different places. ATCW at the current moment is the place where you need to be. You need to be paying attention to everything that's going on with ATCW at the moment because honestly, I'm not pulling any punches here. Chucky's the man. It's as simple as that. I love working for the guy. I literally, all BS aside, I just literally told Jason this moments ago on the telephone that I love working for ATCW. So it's a great place to be. Good atmosphere, good environment overall, and I'm just like I'm a old school dude at heart. It's as simple as that.
Well, Brian, we're glad to have you, and I just wanted to let you know, good luck in your future endeavors. You're being cut from ATC. But we're gonna cut and clip that whole promo you just shot for Chucky. So
you're right. I was gonna say that's the most mouth action Chucky's got in a long time.
I tell you what, I'm a big fan of Chucky. Chucky's one of my best friends, and I don't believe I've ever sucked a teeth like you do. So
I need to give a reach around real quick. I have started his book, and it truly is a good read. It is.
It's funny too, Brian. He can't even read, so I don't even know. Is there a lot of pictures in your book, or
there's it's some words, and then it's some photos, and then it's some more words.
Okay,
so.
Perfect. Is there an audio form? Do you have that? In your book?
I'm going to tell you right now, my brother-in-law has been telling me for like the last 6 months, I don't read, so you need to do an audio book so that way I can just listen to the damn thing.
Ask Chucky about audiobooks.
I love audiobooks. I ain't kidding you. I love them.
That way,
I have an Audible membership.
that way
That's
he has
awesome.
that way he has
Hold on,
two
what'd you say,
hands free to
Scotty?
jerk off with.
What'd you say, Scotty?
Look, I agree with Chucky. Audiobooks are good, man. Like I got a whole like catalog of audiobooks that I take with me to work every day, so I can listen to stuff as I'm going through the day. So
That's
Yeah.
why you're never on time for podcasts.
That is true.
Yep.
And with the age of podcasts and audiobooks is definitely where it's at. I mean, we're all. I couldn't tell you last time I read a book. Actually, the last book I picked up was PWI 500. So that,
Really?
and that was just the other day, and I think I picked it up because it was in my mail slot. So when it comes to audiobooks and that kind of stuff, that's definitely where it's at. You're probably I don't know how many books you've sold so far, but you can
been good.
you sold 3, you're gonna sell 6, I promise.
I was going to say, it's been very good. I will say it's been over 200, which was surprising for me because I literally thought, same thing. Every time I do something, my middle name is Thomas, and everybody in my family always says, you're constantly doubting Thomas because you're doubting yourself all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this book out. I'm going to sell 2 copies, and that's it. And then 2 turned into 200. And then before I knew it, I was like, every single time that I was ordering a ton of books from Amazon, I'm like, I can't believe people are even interested in my story. Like I was talking to Chucky not too long ago about that. Like when you think about it, when you're writing it, you're like, who really is going to care about my story? And then there's people out there. There's a market for everything in this world. So.
Well, we're glad to have you. Do you keep up with the product? Do you keep up with the current product?
I try my best. I'm not going to lie to you. I am more an AEW guy recently in recent times than I am a WWE guy. I know that, go ahead and just bait that now. Clickbait all over the place. Brian Hardy says WWE sucks. I didn't say WWE sucks.
Elite.
Yeah, exactly. I just simply said that the product is, for me, I watch a lot more AEW than I watch WWE. I do love Cody. I loved LA Knight. I don't currently know what's going on at the moment. They said something about he was announcing retirement. Did you hear that yesterday? Or
who was announcing retirement?
LA Knight was.
What?
Yes. And once again, telephone, telegram, telewrestler. This may be some spam stuff online, but it's all over the internet right now that he literally said that he is retiring. So I'm like, I don't know.
We are pretty current on what we follow and watch. That would have been a huge story that had been blowing up my phone all day long. So I don't think I know he just had COVID.
Working on a contract.
Yeah, he is. He actually is in the middle of contract talks. I'm actually a good friend of mine is his brother's girlfriend.
Gotcha.
So that's my only into the business. Now I got Brian Hardy. I'm so excited.
We'll know if he's all elite if Tony Khan's wearing that cowboy hat this week at Wrestle Dream.
That's right.
If Hart and we need Brian, we need you to show up with the Hart hat, the Tony Khan
Julia Hart
or whatever that
the
hat
Julia
is.
Hart hat.
The Julia Hart hat with the lights underneath. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you, Brian. Thank you for joining us. We're going to keep you here for about 3.5 hours. So enjoy.
Sounds good.
Jesus, I got to go to work.
So we're gonna shoot No Mercy. We're gonna break this down into 2 different episodes, and we'll release Wrestle Dream at some point. Probably Friday. Right now, there's 9 matches on Wrestle Dream. There will be 37 more added before Friday. So as of now, we have 9. So today we're gonna talk about No Mercy, our NXT show. Now, none of us here are big NXT people. I don't watch a ton of NXT. I kind of bounce in and out of NXT. So, but there's 5 of us here, and between the 5 of us, we can lie like hell and pretend we do, right? So we're just gonna go through match by match. We're gonna give what we do here. Brian is we'll talk about. I'll bring up the match. We'll talk about what we know about each individual match or which individual person. If you don't know, just say it. I don't watch this shit. I mean, you can say it's fine. Nobody cares, right? We have about 126 subscribers, and 4 viewers. And my mom doesn't care, so she's one of the viewers. So
no, she's all for. She's got 4 different YouTubes going.
But she is absolutely, and I actually follow her on YouTube. She does a cooking one, and there's one called I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, she's got my mom. She's got an OnlyFans. Yeah, her and Mandy Rose are battling it out all the time. It's always something.
Are you hinting around to the fact that she's all elite?
She's all something. All legs is what I heard. Are we talking about my mom or? Are we
I don't know where we went with that.
I don't know. The hat's throwing me off. Fuck.
It got really weird.
God damn it, Hardy. Sorry. So, all right. So our first match of the night is Blair Davenport versus Kalani Jordan. I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea. I know who Blair Davenport is, but I don't know who the Jordan chick is. Any of you guys, can you tell us anything about either one of these?
Crickets.
Yeah, I was
Perfect.
gonna say,
This should be a pretty fast.
I'm Googling right now because I'm like, the NXT roster is so beyond me that I'm like, hey, I might know this guy. I might have wrestled this guy. I don't know, whatever.
Okay,
So
we're still in the middle of turnover with
Bathroom break match. Yeah, there you go, Scotty.
Go ahead, Scotty.
Oh no, I just said that's gonna be that like first match of the night, bathroom break match. Like,
oh great, that's
remember we said that about Trish and Becky's cage match, and
true,
and
yep.
we got sucked into it.
And they killed it. They killed
Yeah,
it.
they did kill it.
All right. Well, I tell you what, since we don't know much about this first match, and so we're Blair Davenport, Kalani. Isn't that where you stick something up your ass? I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys pick. Ricky, go first. Tell me, are you giving Blair Davenport a Kalani?
yeah, I'm taking Blair Davenport only because I recognize the name, and that's good enough for me.
Perfect. Tim or Chucky. I'm sorry.
Why not? Let's go. I have no idea, so I'm just gonna guess Blair.
Okay, Blair Davenport. Let's go with Scotty. I mean, Scotty is a big Blair
Guy.
Davenport. Right. That's a good question too. That's a good answer. Give me your pick here.
Only because I think if I remember, I've seen Blair Davenport wrestle one match. I'm going with her. If I
On
remember.
purpose?
Perfect.
Perfect. So you're going Blair. Okay, so for the clean sweep to the Cowboy, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say majority rules in this one.
Right.
Because it's one of those things where, like I said, neither of these guys, they've never done anything for me, so I'm kind of just sitting there going, ugh, like I've never heard of these dudes.
Okay, well they're women, but I mean that's probably better too that you've never. If you ended up in a match with either one of these,
I'm going to be canceled by tomorrow. It's coming. Like just
most likely. Thanks a lot, Brian. Hope your book does well because we'll be off the fucking air. All right, we got that. Most of these matches, except for the Blair Davenport match, most of these are title matches, so they all mean something to somebody. Maybe not us, but somebody. So. You got the NXT North American Championship match. You got Dirty Dom versus Trick Williams. Special guest referee Dragon Lee. Now, Dragon Lee just lost to Dom on, was it Raw on Monday?
Yeah, I think it was Raw.
Yeah.
So, great match, by the way. Honestly, if you haven't seen the match, check it out. That was probably one of Dom's better matches. People shit on Dom, hate his wrestling. Dom is over like Rover. We already know that. I don't know why the WWE keeps cutting his mic out every time he tries to talk. It's the same thing that ATCW does to Jonathan Cross anytime he gets on the microphone, which is horse shit. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, we're Dragon Lee. You think first off, Brian, do you think Dragon Lee is going to weigh in on anything? He's kind of a clean guy, right? So he's going to be a referee. Kind of like your kid, he's going to be right down the middle and maybe land on his face at some point.
Right down the middle, Daddy, Bill Alfonso style. Yeah, I believe that Dragon Lee is going to have to be down the middle on it. And I mean, good Lord, what a talent, legitimately, what a talent the Dragon Lee is. I mean, if you've ever watched any stuff previously, good stuff.
His brother is Roosh, correct? Isn't his brother Roosh?
I don't know about that. I don't want to be misquoted on that, but I honestly would say I know who Roosh is, and I like him as a talent, and I like Dragon Lee as a talent, so that would make the most sense, honestly.
I think Roosh and Dragon Lee are related at some point. They were both in Ring of Honor together, right?
Yes.
So
yep.
I believe that they're related. So, all right. So give me your so Ricky, this is going to be a good match. This is going to be a good match regardless. I mean, it's Dominic Mysterio I think maybe we get Mommy back, right? Right? She's due to come back.
Yeah, I'm going with Dom on this. Somehow, some way, he's retaining the North American title.
All right, he's gonna retain. Scotty, what you got?
Yeah, I got to go with Dirty Dom. Like, I don't see them taking this belt off of him just yet. I think there's a lot of I think there's a lot more they can do with this, and the fact that every person in Judgment Day has a belt right now makes it all that much more interesting. So I don't think they're going to stop that just at this point. Trick Williams, great guy, but I think that I don't see him being the one to dethrone Dom. So I'm going Dominic on this one.
Chucky?
I'm going with Dominic. I'm just wondering, why are they holding off on Dragon Lee versus Dom? Are they waiting for Survivor Series, I guess?
Well, they just
They just
wrestled.
did it on Raw.
They just wrestled on Raw.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
And
It's
Dom went over clean.
really.
Yeah, Dom went over clean.
Well, I think they're killing time till Survivor Series, so I'm going to take Dom. It is what it is.
I'm actually going to go with Dom too. Trick Williams ended up picking up the pin last night on NXT with I can't remember what happened. Heads hit and he fell down he got the pin. He was knocked out when he got the pin. So it was kind of a Jeremy Stone-esque.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm definitely going with Dom too. Love everything that the Judgment Day is doing, and Dominic Mysterio is. How do they say it in Spanish? El Fuego, right? Right. Is that what it is? El Fuego. What I learned it from ESPN. I didn't learn it from Dragon Lee. I learned it from ESPN. Dan Patrick.
Good shot.
Say it again, Scotty.
I said I thought you learned that from a porno.
No, that was actually from Brian's second book. Party for Hookers is what when that book comes out, bro. I am all over that. Brian, you're okay. Yes. Brian, you're okay if we bust your balls here, right? You're okay with that,
dude? I'm totally cool with it. And to answer your question, from one second generation to the next, Dom Mysterio definitely has that match. So.
Perfect, absolutely. That's right. I forgot. Have you ever had any dealings with Dom's dad, Ray?
No, I know I've met Ray probably a time or two. I'd never met Dom before, and that's weird because when it comes to second generation wrestlers in the WWE, I pretty much have been in some way, shape, or form connected with every single one of them at one point in time, except for Dominic Mysterio.
Well, that's because you would have had to have met Eddie Guerrero to meet Dom.
Very true. Very true. I mean, it's a rumor. It's a rumor. It's a rumor. We don't spread rumors here at Hardway Wrestling. Straight facts. And Eddie was a whore, so we know that we know who Dom's dad is.
So, Dom's mom.
So,
one quick question. Just going to Trick Williams for a sec. Is he still connected with Carmelo Hayes or okay? I was just thinking because I figured if anything was going to happen, they'd probably have Carmelo as the ref, but Carmelo like that kind of thing.
But Carmelo's got his own match coming up with your boy, and we'll get to that for sure. So next match is the NXT Heritage Cup Championship match. Noam Dar versus Butch. Ricky, we know you love Butch.
Butch is the man.
But Ricky loved because Butch was named after Ricky's mom.
Yeah.
So, big fan.
And grandma.
Yeah. Third generation Butch.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm going with Butch.
Definitely going with Butch.
Going with Butch on this one because Noam Dar's the defending Cup champ, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
And he had lost a couple pay-per-views ago, and then it sent him in such a tailspin where he was in a wheelchair and he was incoherent. Like he couldn't. Like
he was Ric Flair,
like an invalid.
He was Ric Flair.
He would fall out of the. Well, actually, yeah, he probably wrestled better than Ric Flair did in his last match, but he did fall out of his wheelchair and get a pin off of somebody. So
another Jeremy Stone moment.
Easy, undefeated, ladies and gentlemen, undefeated. You don't see Brian Hardy trying to get a match with Jeremy Stone now, do you? Okay, there you go.
Because
Listen,
he wants to continue his career. That's why.
I was gonna say right before that, I'll wrestle anyone, anywhere, at any time. But I mean, if you're
Except for Jeremy
No.
Stone. Except for Jeremy Stone.
there you go.
All right, Scotty, who you got in this match?
Okay.
No Dar, Butch.
Butch, thank you. Then my brain just completely blanked.
Yep, I saw it in your eye.
I like. I didn't hear it, so I'm not even gonna.
Oh my god!
Not even gonna respond.
Dar or Butch, my friend.
Yeah. So I like Butch, aka Pete Dunne. I wish they would go back to the Pete Dunne gimmick, quite frankly, but he's still, as Butch, he's still pretty damn funny. He's pretty, he's a good wrestler. Him and the Brawling Brutes have been a good pairing for a while. So I like what he does. His joint manipulation, stuff like that, has always been intriguing to me. So I kind of want to see that one go down. I want to see Butch take this one.
Gotcha. Chucky?
I'm going with Butch also. I mean, what are they going to do with this North American Cup or whatever it's called, Heritage Cup, that they haven't done already with Dar? So let's go to Butch.
Mr. Hardy.
Both guys are great talents, but I'm gonna have to go with Butch on this one. Just pound for pound, great athlete, great wrestler, and I think at the end of the day, he's gonna come out on top.
Now, I'm a little worried because every time somebody gets sent down to NXT, they end up in another company, right? So Butch is down right now. I mean, he is bouncing back.
Hey, Baron Corbin's been down there.
Yes, Baron Corbin has been down there, and we might find out that Baron Corbin will be leaving there very shortly. So, I actually thought he might have been one of the casualties of the cuts last week. So,
Surprised you.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he won. So, but again, I like everything Butch does. Butch won last night. I don't understand what this Heritage Cup is. There's just one more participation trophy that these companies have,
Like the Owen Hart Cup.
basically. And again, there's no for Butch to win this doesn't make. I mean, what's he going to do with it? Is he going to stay at NXT? Is he going to back up to the main roster or stay up on the main roster? So I'm actually going the other way. I'm going with Noam Dar. I think Noam Dar keeps and holds on to this Heritage Cup title.
There you go. By the way, did Noam Dar steal that wheelchair spot from Jonathan Cross?
He has stolen it from the who has he stolen it from? CM Punk. He has stolen it from Zack Ryder. He has stolen it from. I mean, that is a prop that they've used every year somewhere. So I'd like us to use a wheelchair. Actually, we're not. ATCW is not wheelchair accessible. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are handicapped, please don't.
Well, that's because it's West Virginia.
Well, they're all.
We are handicap accessible. Hush. We are. You just did get in the ring.
Oh, okay. Those ropes aren't railings, bro. That toilet, just because they hold on to the toilet paper dispenser to stand up doesn't mean that it's handicap accessible. All right, so I'm going the other way. I'm going with Noam Dar. All right, next match, NXT Tag Team Championship, Fatal 4-Way. Tony Tony D'Angelo and Stacks. Hey, forget about it. Versus the Creed Brothers versus Los Lotharios versus OTM. I honestly don't even know who OTM is. I think that's that Axiom guy. Maybe. I don't even know. Somebody look that up.
Where's Wyatt for the sources?
Where's Wyatt? Well, we cut Wyatt.
He's like Waldo.
He is like Waldo. I get messages from Wyatt every time we're going to shoot. hey, I won't be on today. Well, why you haven't been on in 3 months? So shit. Just send me a message when you're coming in.
Weren't the Italian guys, were they released at one point?
Well, no. The one dude went to Stax, was wrestling singles competition, and the other dude went to jail.
Really?
Yeah, not kayfabe. Kayfabe
Uh,
went to jail. Yeah. He went to jail. And then Stax fought for his honor, and he held his pocket, and so he could get out of jail. And then they end up winning the tag team title. So I actually believe this is their second. Tony D'Angelo and Stax, this is their second defense since they won the title.
Yeah,
So
give me Stacks.
you're taking Stax.
Yeah.
All right. So
Same.
Ricky's got Stacks. Chucky's got Stacks. Hey, what you got? Hey, what do you got, Mr. Hardy? Hey,
I'm gonna go with majority rules on that one. So
God, you guys, no, nobody's taking chances around here.
Every time I take the Creed brothers, they lose.
Yeah.
One of you guys need to not hook the leg one time.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, OTM used to be something called the Scripts, and they're now changed to Out the Mud or OTM.
Okay, so these are the two real big dudes.
Yeah, Bronco Nima and Lucian Price are their
Yeah,
names.
Lucian, Bronco Nima is what his name is.
Gotcha.
These two guys are monsters. Like, and they are agile too. They're like, they're the size of Brock Lesnar. Both of these dudes, they are monsters, and they move like they're Ricochet. They're that. I mean, I'm not sure they're that good, but they move for big guys. They're pretty.
They're
mobile dudes.
Mike Awesome style wrestlers, like can
Love
dodge
Michael.
cruiserweight but move around like a big man.
Yeah. So Hardy, you're definitely going with hey, forget about it.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
Scotty, hey.
You know what?
Fugazi, hey.
Again, I'm gonna buck the trend on this. Like, if these guys are,
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna buck the trend.
Oh, I thought there was. I heard a guy named Trent.
Yeah.
Oh, were you?
No, I don't. Trent is an idiot from ATC. AEW. No, I'm not dealing with that trend. No, I'm gonna buck the trend on this. And if these guys are the kind of wrestlers you say they are, Jason, they're right what WWE is looking for. Like, they're big guys that but yet they can move and do things. So what do you want to bet that things kind of change up and they put this on OTM? So I'm gonna go with OTM on this one because I kind of want to. I'd be interested to see if these guys are like that. I'd love to see them with the belts.
So I love Stacks. I love the whole Italian gimmick. Hey, as you can tell, I'm 1/4% Italian, right? I got one gold chain, and it's my cousin's, right?
You're related to none.
You have about 3 gold teeth though.
They're yellow. That's different. That's not gold. That's yellow. That's. I got black teeth too, right? You're gonna mess with those. So Brian. So when you got a really good tag team and you want to keep them strong, what's the first thing you do when you're going to take the belts off of them?
Man, for me or for the
bro, you put them in a 4-way.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me or for the average promoter. Yeah, the average promoter, I'm sure would probably put them in a 4-way. I don't know necessarily what I'd do.
So I think you put them in a 4-way. And they don't actually take the pin and they stay strong, they lose the titles. So as much as I like OTM and I think that they could be the next big thing, I don't think Channing and D'Angelo or Lorenzo and D'Angelo hold on to these belts. I really think they end up putting these belts on the Creed brothers. So Chucky, I don't know if you can hear us or not. We lost you. So
he fell out of his chair.
Yeah, he's in a black hole. I would ask Chucky what his pick was, but it would be lunch.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't he mention a steak or something?
He did mention steaks. All right, so we're gonna move on. We got Baron Corbin versus Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is another. He's a second. Would he be considered second generation? Do you know Braun? Have you ever met Braun?
I've met him twice. Nice guy. But yeah, he's a second generation as well. So and the crazy thing, the backstory to that is my dad and Gilbert, Dwayne Gill, probably wrestled the Steiner brothers more than anybody in the history of professional wrestling. The Steiner brothers and the Executioners in WWF had more matches than Lord knows, probably more than Brett and Shawn had with each other, back in the day. But I never got the chance to work Braun Breaker. I would love to wrestle him one day, just because his dad wrestled my dad. But we'll see how that pans out down the line. I think he's a great talent, and he's my pick.
Now the story is that the Steiner brothers were stiff.
Okay, so I'll give you this real fast. A little tidbit of information. They were every single night on a tour. They were on a B tour, and they were literally riding the hell out of Dwayne Gill. Like they would come off with the top rope deal and take him right down to the mat and shove his head right into the mat. And separated shoulder, night after night after night, and it just wasn't healing. Finally, my dad walks up and goes, "Rick, Scott, we're trying to make you guys look as best as we possibly can. You guys got to ease up on him." They just came back from Japan, so they were literally so rough and tough on Dwayne and not on my dad. They were always cool with my dad, and my dad said, "Guys, you got to chill out on Dwayne Gill for a little bit." So finally they let up on him, and every night after that was a breeze. But they said just for like 10 nights straight, just riding his head into the mat like every single night and being super stiff. I mean, you go back and watch any of those matches. Within the first year of Monday Night Raw, you can watch my dad and Gilbert wrestle the Steiners probably about 10 times.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Nice. All right, so you're going with Braun.
Braun's going to be my pick. And it's nothing against Baron Corbin. I've never been a Baron Corbin guy ever.
Gotcha.
So
he's a wasted talent. Corbin's always been a wasted talent. He does so well at putting almost everybody over. He's the new Kurt Hawkins. He does not win. So I'm definitely going with Braun Breaker.
Yeah. All right, Scotty.
Yeah, I concur with that. Braun Breaker. I mean, again, when Corbin first came in, he was a phenomenal talent, the lone wolf and everything, and then they just beat him to death with all these comedy gimmicks and stuff like that, and it just never worked out for him. So, but the fact that he is as good as he is, and he's putting people over, making them look good, stuff like that. So I'm going. Like I said, I gotta go. Friggin' Braun Breaker on this one. And I love Braun. I've always loved Braun Breaker, NXT champion, former NXT champion, stuff like that. He's a great talent. I cannot wait to see what they do with him on the main roster. But right now in NXT, I want to see him go over Baron.
Okay. Timmy? Chucky?
So, remember when NXT first started and they had that NXT TakeOver show that was all about them coming up? Wasn't Corbin in that at the very beginning?
I believe Corbin was NXT like 8 years
at the beginning, right?
Yeah, he was a long time ago.
And I'm telling you, when I watched that show, I was all about Corbin. But to me, he kind of leveled out. He is a master at putting people over, don't get me wrong. But in wrestling, you must improve all the time. I don't think he's gotten any better. He leveled out, and everybody around him who wasn't as good as him have caught him and passed him. And I mean, long story short, I'm picking Butch. I think Corbin is a master of putting people over.
Oh, that was three.
I'm sorry, Braun. I'm picking Braun, but the respect for me goes, Corbin never makes anybody look bad.
So I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. I'm definitely going with Braun, but I think you put guys like Braun and Axiom and Noam Dar, or whoever you want to put in with Baron Corbin, because he is that guy that elevates you. Baron Corbin is that good. That's why we say he's a wasted talent. He is that good, and he makes guys look even better. Like if you would put Braun in there with another NXT talent like Noam Dar. Okay, let's say Noam Dar. Not knocking Noam Dar, but let's just say he puts him in there with Noam Dar. Is Noam Dar gonna give Braun the match that everybody wants to see? Right? Is he gonna push Braun to the limit? I don't think so. But if you put him in there against somebody like a John Cena or someone at a higher caliber that makes you raise the bar and makes you wrestle at a different level, that is who Baron Corbin is, and that is what he is doing with NXT. Now I'm definitely going with Braun Breaker because I don't think Baron Corbin is down there to get over. I think he's down there.
He's not getting over anywhere.
Right. Right. But again, he is that good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He is that good where he makes you look good. Right.
He's the 2000.
You know who I would like to see in a faction? If they're, it looks like they're like slowly pulling the trigger on a Drew McIntyre heel turn. Bring Dolph Ziggler back, get them two back together, and put Corbin with them. Make them a heel trio.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, not a bad idea. But again, I just think that Baron Corbin is that guy that elevates whoever he's with. So,
Big time, and he's got a family. So I mean, at the end of the day, like he's just there to do whatever's asked of him because he knows at the end of the day he's collecting a paycheck for his wife and his kid. So
yeah, no, and I think there will be a time for Baron Corbin. I like that he changes his gearing. He's in a shirt, he's in a suit, he's in a hat. I know they've saddled him with a bunch of different gimmicks. He was the Vegas guy, Vinny Vegas, right? He's that guy. Now he's rolling around with no shirt, and all you see is his tattoos. Like, he looks good. He's lost a ton of weight. He shaved his head. He doesn't look like old man Corbin, right? So, I'm gonna pick Braun. I think this is the last match before Braun goes up.
I can see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's time. I think it's time for Braun to really hit the main roster. I don't know what they're going to do with him, and they probably don't even know what they're going to do with him half the time. So that's kind of what the main roster does. Hey, we got this great guy in NXT. Let's bring him up and put him in catering.
Okay. All right.
He'll be the newest member of Alpha Academy.
Right. As Brian Hardy's walking to the ring, getting ready to face one of their guys, Baron Corbin sitting in catering. Going,
I've seen weirder stuff happen. There's actually a chapter in my book where Jinder Mahal and I can't remember if it was Justin Gabriel. Jinder Mahal and Justin Gabriel were getting ready to go out to the ring for their match. And I'm walking through the back. I just got done wrestling on SmackDown, and I look over and I see Michael Hayes walk up to the two of them and goes, "Well, boys, we're strapped for time tonight. Sorry." And then literally turns around and walks away. And I was like, "Bro, they're both under contract, and I'm not. And I've just wrestled on national television in front of millions of people, and they're just looking at me like they're ready to kill me because they're two talented, talented individuals and contracted guys that just got their match pulled because of time constraints for the evening." So
no, that's not true, Brian. They got pulled because you're Brian fucking Hardy.
Good Lord. Clickbait, man. Telephone, telegram, telewrestler. It's going to be like, Hardway Wrestling, Brian Hardy said.
I know you guys are watching, Corbin. I know you're watching. I know it pisses you off to no end that Brian Hardy's getting more TV time than you. He's got a figure, bro. He's got a figure. He's got a belt. Anyway, we're definitely going with.
Man, if we could only get Danhausen on here, we'd be set.
That guy's got it made. He's been injured, right? He hasn't wrestled in what, a year?
Probably like 8 months.
We
at
were
least.
supposed to see him at Final Battle, right? And he had a broken leg there.
Yeah.
He gets signed to AEW to a decent contract, and he wrestles twice, and is hurt. And he's been making so much money.
Yeah,
autographs and these toy shows and this guy. He'll never. If he never gets in the ring again, he'll never make as much money as he made at the Maryland Toy Show.
He's got a built-in audience, and his merchandise sales are through the roof right now.
And he's great. He's honestly, he's great. Like, he's great. So, all right, we're gonna move on. We got NXT.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
Just really quick about what Braun might do on the way up. Just quick fantasy booking. him versus Gunther for the IC title. That they take it off and put it on Breaker,
I like it.
and then have Gunther go up and do things in the in the heavyweight picture. Maybe.
Say it, Jason. Say it.
Do you remember?
Scotty's always right.
He is always. Scotty's always right. He does come up with some shit sometimes. You're like, Scotty, what is fucking wrong with you? Like, you got to stop eating edibles. And then next thing you know, like, oh my God, he was right. Dolph Ziggler's gone. Like, he just knows shit. Scotty just
he eats the edibles with that big spoon.
What is that song? Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. But he does know. He does know. So, but you remember when Goldberg came in and, you were like, who's this fucking guy, right? I mean, he's eating pyro and whatever, and he shows up in a ring and he just absolutely fucking destroys. Bring Braun up and surprise the shit out of Gunther or Walter. He'll always be Walter to me. I like the fat Walter. I don't like the skinny Gunther.
Same.
You like the fat guys and the boys.
Yep. I do love Dalton Castle, bro. You're never gonna. The dude's eating seed out of his hand. I mean, come on. All right, let's move on. NXT Women's Championship. This is like 3 podcasts in a row while I've eaten seed out of my own hand. I need boys. Can a brother get some boys around here? I mean,
Jesus Christ.
All right, we got NXT Women's Championship match, Extreme Rules match.
That's where the House of Cross comes in.
Becky Lynch, House of Birdseed. I fucking love it, bro. You can do it. All right, book it. Anyway, come on. NXT Women's Championship, Extreme Rules match. Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton. Brian, do you know either one of these ladies?
I know both of them. The only thing I'm going to say, I don't know if you've talked about this previously on a show, and I'm totally interested in all of your guys' opinions on this. Why did Becky go down to NXT? I can understand.
They're gonna fire her, Brian. They're going to fire her. That's what they're going to do. They're going to fire her.
She's on Dynamite next week, right?
You're right. She's all elite.
So they could give her damn Grand Slam thing for holding all the women's belts.
I was going to say, because at that rate, I'm literally sitting there going, "What a demotion!" Like, she's talented. I'll be the first to say that I think she's got all the talent in the world. But it's so crazy to see that they are taking someone like that who was literally Monday night. Somebody that's a focal point every Monday night to literally now being dropped down to NXT, and it's kind of like, if you're there to help somebody and elevate somebody, and then you're going to go back and do what you're doing, that's fine. But then at the same time, if you literally are there and you're there with no future plans besides that, you might be on your way to Dynamite.
I don't see that. Not with her couple with Seth. I'm hoping this is where they bring Jade Cargill in to go up against Becky Lynch.
That would be money.
There you go.
I hate that they took the strap off of Tiffany Stratton so quick, because I like her talent. I like what she does. But I see Becky winning this, and I'm hoping Jade Cargill shows up and absolutely wipes the floor with both of them after the match is over.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Scott,
I can agree with that. I actually I love Tiffany Stratton. I've seen several matches. She's a really good wrestler. But I think that they can do, and here's the thing, Brian. I think they can do a lot with Becky in NXT. I think there is a lot she can do to help elevate the women's division down and help get them ready for the main roster. But I think this thing, I agree with Ricky. I think this could be a good, and maybe they knew they were getting Jade, and it's like, all right, let's get Becky down there really quick so we can get this whole thing going. Like, I could definitely see them pulling this off with Jade and bringing her in right after Becky wins this, and just annihilating her and just being like, the crowd goes nuts over this. So
if they did that, that would be the show of the week for sure.
Yeah. So I'm going Becky Lynch on this one.
Chucky?
In response to Brian, maybe they brought her down to elevate that title.
Gotcha.
I think that title, even though Stratton held it, I just don't think it had the meaning it needed. So maybe her coming down elevated the title, not elevated her. Becky Lynch retains, and Rick wrote a great story, and I'd love to see that happen.
Yeah. I'm actually going a different way. I'm picking Becky, right? I'm picking Becky to win. I'm picking Becky, but the only reason Becky's down there is because NXT is chasing ratings. When they bring people down to NXT, their ratings are getting closer and closer and closer to Wednesday Night Dynamite, and they're in the middle of a contract right now. They're trying to get another contract for Raw and NXT, and they're a package deal.
You do realize that coming up here with the baseball playoffs, majority played on TNT and TBS, that Dynamite's going to be moved to Tuesday nights, I think, a couple times at least.
Absolutely. So this, to me, is a ratings grab. You bring Becky down there. Where's Jay going to go? They're not taking her to the main roster. There's there's too much
reason to
roster right now. If Jade shows up on NXT on Tuesday night, the fucking place is going to explode. Mm-hmm. It's going to explode at No Mercy because that's where Jade is coming to, right? We're getting all green at No Mercy, and Jade is going to show up on Tuesday night, and that fucking place is going to pull a million fucking people, guaranteed. They're doing 7 and 8 some point people now. They are going to pull over 1 million when Jade shows up on Tuesday. Mark my fucking words. If not, I'll eat Brian's fucking hat. I'll eat a hat around here.
So are you way behind on eating hats?
Yeah, you still have about 2 other hats to eat before you eat Brian. So
just stick some seed in it. Just stick some seed in it.
Yeah, so that's my
We're
deal.
all going to hell.
That's my deal. I really think that it's a ratings grab, and I think that when the playoffs start for baseball, that's where it's going to be. Like, it's going to be on Tuesday nights, and people are going to they're not going to flip back and forth. They're going to, if they were smart, they in the first quarter hour they bring Jade out. In the third quarter hour they bring Jade out. They get people back and forth all night long, and that is not the promoter of me. That is the guy who fucking loves the money.
That is the promoter in you, then.
Okay, maybe it is the promoter of me. Ask me how much money I've made in wrestling.
About as much as I have. A big fat zero.
That's fucking quite.
He's got an IOU.
I get my money's handed me in rolls. It's not handed in fucking envelopes. Mine's in rolls.
I gave you a raise one night.
You did, and it was embarrassing because you didn't lick the stand. You didn't lick the thing hard enough to keep the change.
The envelope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I fucked up my screen here. Okay, all right. Last match.
Not the first time.
When we get off of here, bro, I'm gonna eat some seed. I'm Dalton Castling the shit out of my seed. So, all right. The last match tonight, NXT Championship match: Carmella Hayes versus Scotty's boy Elio Dragunov.
Yes.
Scotty, we know how much you love Elio. Is this his moment? Is this his time?
Gosh, I would love to say yes. Like, I love Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is an amazing talent, but Ilya, ladies and gentlemen, has been like him and Gunther had so many classic matches, like 3 classic matches from NXT UK and NXT itself. Some of the best work I think we've seen either of them do. And no matter what Ilya is in, he elevates anything he does. He, being a smaller guy, like, so he's not the same, shoulder width as Gunther, but he always seems like he's got the poise and the stature and the ability to do it all. And like I've said before, if it isn't Braun Breaker going up to the main roster to take the Intercontinental title off of Gunther, I want it to be Ilya Dragunov. Because
you've been fantasy booking this.
Oh, I have
for like months now.
Yeah. But honestly, like, if they were to do a title switch, Ilya would be a good champion. Like, again, he's got the ability, he's got the techniques, he's a good storyteller in that ring. I just don't know. I mean, Carmelo's had the belt how many months now? Like, at least
he's had it a while now.
Yeah. It might be a good time to take it off of him, or at least give him and Carmelo a good feud, a good 2 or 3 pay-per-view feud. Even if they don't put the belt on him, but give them the chance to show what they can do. Both men talented, both men just amazing athletes. So honestly, I'm calling Ilya on this one. I don't think it'll happen just because I think they're gonna keep the belt on Hayes, but I would love to see Ilya take that title. So
Chucky?
I have not seen Scott that passionate about anything since I saw him eating at Five Guys. I'm just saying. Hey, you could drag his nuts all over your face for all I care. Hayes retains.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Brian?
I'm going to have to say that Hayes retains as well. I would like to see the title change, but the reality of it is I don't think it's going to happen.
Gotcha.
I'm on the fence with this one. Damn, Scotty. You always make me switch my pick, and then it ends up coming back to...
Scotty's always right.
No, every time one of you all gets me to change my pick, I end up fucking losing.
Yeah.
We did it, Scotty.
And also, every time I pick... Dragunov's another one that every time I pick him, I lose. So I'm going Carmelo.
Yep.
Carmelo.
Well, I'm going with Carmella coming back.
Still pregnant?
Soon enough, right? Right,
Still preggy, yeah.
Her water broke in Jason's basement about a month ago, but we haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, I'm not letting her out, bro. I'm actually, after this video's over, I'm going to deliver that shit. And I'm not talking about the baby. Anyway,
she's going to be feeding him seed.
Jesus.
Hey, someone say
if she has a little boy, this life is over for all of us.
Somebody say Prince Nana.
I swear, we're all going to hell.
I had to.
Subliminal. That's subliminal. It's not a... Anyway. And I swear, thanks, Ricky. Now I got that in my head. Anyway, I've been picking against Ilya Dragunov for weeks and weeks and weeks now. I think now is the time that Ilya Dragunov takes the World Heavyweight NXT title off of Carmelo Anthony, and we take our Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Anthony used to play for the Nuggets. And the Knicks. I get my Carmelas mixed up. Okay. All right. And maybe one or too many Raven Daddy sodas today. I don't know. But I'm going with I'm going with Ilya to take this title. Finally take this title off of Carmella Hayes. So all right. Well, that is our No Mercy NXT preview. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna give Brian Hardy, because I don't know, this is his first time on the pod or on the video, and I don't know if we're ever getting back. He's like, fuck these guys, I'm never coming back, because the one guy eats seed out of his hand, the other one's got an oversized soup spoon, and we got another guy that doesn't know if he should run a promotion or if he's running a daycare. And then I'll let you figure out who that is. And the other guy, he just started shaving his head, and he keeps nicking his head, and keeps wearing a hat. So I don't know if this is going to be Brian's gig or not, but Brian, I'm going to give you a couple minutes here. Go ahead and give me where you're going to be next and what you're pushing.
Oh my Lord, put me on the spot like that. Well, first off, just want to say thank you guys for having me tonight, and definitely will come back anytime. You got me heat. You literally got me heat, because I left all of my students to tend to themselves tonight. Just run a couple drills. Just do this. Just do that. Just blah, 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 blah.
Drop down.
And, but that's okay. It was cool. tonight was the opportunity of not a lifetime for me because I'm not a huge NXT guy. Like I said, if we would have talked Dynamite, if we would have talked Wrestle Dream or any of that kind of stuff,
That's the next
Brian,
one.
That's the next one.
Invite me back. I would have been your guy then. I would have been like, yeah, man, here we go. I always tell people, like I said, I'm pathetic because like I will talk to you all day long about Bruno Sammartino or Killer Kowalski or Pat O'Connor or George Hackenschmidt, or the list goes on and on and on of people from like way generations before I was born up until like about 2001, and then you kind of stop me at like 2001, and then I'm like picky and choosy about what I remember or what I talk about. My kid is a walking encyclopedia. You could pull him in here. He would have been able to talk to you guys about whatever that you just talked about, or you could have talked about, stuff from the 1950s, 1960s, and he would have been right there with you as well.
Hey, Chucky's kid, Scotty in the upper right corner, he's a walking encyclopedia too.
Yeah, I know right now Scotty's not wearing pants because of you talking about all this stuff.
You got him fired up.
Removed his pants at one point during this whole video.
In the last,
but
yanked them off.
As far as appearances, there's a ton of stuff coming up. So for those that don't know, the internet was kind of set ablaze just a few days ago with what I was saying to you privately on the phone, Jason, was rather going to be the extreme detriment of my career, or it was going to turn out to be something cool that nobody expected. And it was B. It was something cool that nobody expected. And the USW Heavyweight Championship is now placed on me, so I will be Ric Flair wooing into every single place I possibly can be right now with the USW Heavyweight title, as I literally defeated the 6'2", 275-pound lumberjack Huck Sawyer at his own compound in Kentucky. Flew out to Kentucky this past weekend. The match is on YouTube. It's crazy. It's about 9 minutes, but in that 9-minute video, we took 3 hours worth of clips and copy and cut and all this other crazy stuff to literally just give everybody a montage of the meat and potatoes of that match. And it was because of a cancellation that we had in Virginia, and we couldn't do that to the fans. We didn't want to leave the fans hanging. A lot of independent wrestling shows got canceled this past weekend due to storms and everything coming in off the coast. And I just couldn't do that. There was too much time and effort put into, Huck Sawyer versus Brian Hardy for the USW Championship, and we were going to make it happen one way or another, and it cost me a couple $100 round trip as far as a plane ticket was concerned, and that's okay, but we made it happen, and I left the Sawyer compound as the USW champion. I just wrestled Ethan Cross for ATCW. Talk about a nice old school match. Earlier, we were mentioning toilet paper at the venue. Ethan Cross had some toilet paper wrapped around his head in that match. He got a swirly or two. Took him into the bathroom, had my way with him, took him back out to the ring. You got to catch it. They're about to release it on YouTube soon. You got to catch it. And then once that happens, is it up now?
It's there.
Yeah, it's been.
All right, there you go. Boom. So go right now. Check out ATCW on YouTube. You definitely want to get the views popping on that. I'm going to be sharing that out like crazy in just a few minutes. Talk about a good old school match. It was there. I was there to deliver. Ethan Cross was no pushover. Honestly, he was pretty dang talented at what he did.
By the way. I mean, that's my son. I mean, I don't know if you can tell. We kind of look alike.
There you go, man.
We were born with the same haircut.
Yes, I was going to say the hair definitely is a dead giveaway. But are
we talking about the wannabe Virgil? Is this the wannabe Virgil we're talking about?
I called him Virgil to my kid the other day, and I got looked at like I was a jerk. But I was like, bro, it's Virgil, man. Like, come on.
Dude, that's a dick thing to say, Brian. Fuck you.
No, he's awesome.
Here again.
No, I love Virgil. I love Virgil. A lot of people don't like him.
Hey, you never have to wait in line for Virgil's autograph. I can tell you that much.
There you go. There you go. I love Virgil, but I literally
autograph signings out of the back seat of his car.
That and like at random places, like he would be outside of like the Inner Harbor, and people are going in to take their kids to see dolphins, and he'd be like, "You know what's best about a day with dolphins? A Virgil autograph in your hand for $20 and a slice of pizza from Sbarro's across the street."
No, he's sitting out at Olive Garden doing it. The
there you go, meat sauce, baby. But yeah, no. So just a lot of good stuff coming up right now. There's you can go to my Facebook page and all that kind of stuff and check it out. There's a lot of different matches that are coming up. I'm excited to be back at ATCW on the 21st of October, which happens to be one of the referees for ATCW. I think his name is Owen Money. It's his birthday that day, so I'm excited because we could have chose to do a bazillion different things, and I said, we gotta hang out at ATCW that day. So
you know what he needs for his birthday? A super kick party.
Oh, he's the one that super kicked you out of the ring.
No, it's not. At first,
No.
it's not. No, this is a young kid, and if I ever do a match and Owen's in there, he's gonna have to sign a waiver. Right, because he's young, and you know how I get physical. I get crazy.
Are you saying you're going to give this kid the Jerry Lawler pile driver?
I mean, is he the champion of all women? Are you saying Owen is the champion of all women?
I don't know, man.
Here we go. Here we go. Hear me out.
I know what his dad looks like. He's not championing women.
Here should be the main event of the next ATCW show. Me and Brian Hardy against Virgil Light and Jeremy Stone.
Oh my! Well, I mean, it's a loss. It's a loss.
Come on, Chucky, book it. Book it.
Rick would be sorry he ever got in a ring. I can tell you that much.
All right, well, that's going to do us here for Hardway Wrestling for our No Mercy coverage. Listen, in the comments, tell us who you pick, who you think is going to win. Tell me how bad Brian was today on this podcast or this video. If you're watching it in VOD, please tell us how ugly that hat is. Tell us that I can't believe Ricky's wearing an Oreo shirt. He's such a bandwagon, And tell us how nice Scott looks today. And
not a bandwagon.
Tell us that as the video started up here, Chucky was up here, and as the video went, Chucky just kept getting lower and lower and lower and lower at the top of Chucky's head. So we want to hear all those comments. And of course, don't make any nasty comments about me because I'll block you. So whatever. Anyway, thank you guys. Brian, thank you so much. Thank you for making your guys stand outside in the rain today proudly and training. And Chucky, always a pleasure to have you not be here. And Scotty, we love Scotty and Ricky. So, again, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.
On the hard way.